Hello and welcome to the podcast. This is Ron's Amazing Stories. We have stories that should thrill you a little and chill you a little.
It's amazing.
What you'll hear are adventures sent in by you guys, classic stories from the pulp mags, and episodes from the golden age of radio. We have special segments like Ghost Stories with Sylvia.
That's amazing.
And These Are Your Stories. So settle in for the next hour and enjoy the show. One more thing. You just might want to prepare yourself to be taken away from today.
Is that you say?
Hello and welcome to the podcast. There were some really great character actors during the golden age of radio. Last week we talked about William Conrad and his impact. But there were others like J. Johnstone and one of my favorites, Agnes Moorehead. She was absolutely amazing. But if you wanted the hard-boiled leading man, the nod went to Dick Powell. Born Richard Ewing Powell on November 14th, 1904, he was an actor, singer, musician, producer, director, and was even the head of a studio. Dick Powell, renowned for his versatility and charismatic presence, left an indelible mark on the golden age of radio. He worked from the 1930s well into the 1950s. Initially celebrated for his lighthearted music roles in Hollywood films, Powell's transition to radio showed his adaptability and his evolution from crooner to crime fighter. Powell began his career as a charming singer in musical films during the 1930s. However, his pivot to more serious roles, particularly in radio, highlighted his range as an actor. One of his most notable contributions was his portrayal of the hard-boiled detective in popular radio shows. This role not only redefined his career, but also set a new standard for detective dramas on radio, blending wit, charm, and a little suspense. Now, let's stop right here and listen to an episode of one of my favorite radio shows, Richard Diamond, Private Detective. This one not only used the talents of Powell, but one of the best writers in Hollywood, Blake Edwards. I'm going to do an entire show on him eventually. What we're going to hear is one of the later episodes of the show. This one has lots of action and a marvelous plot. It is titled Dead Man's Letter, and it first aired in November of 1950.
Diamond?
Yeah? What's the matter?
You got to do something for me.
Hey, you're hurt.
Yeah.
Hey, now take it easy. Sit down.
Oh,
sit
no,
down.
you got to listen to me.
You're bleeding all over the place. I'll call a doctor.
No, please wait.
But look,
I've been
friend.
knifed. I've been knifed bad. I don't think I've got much time. Here, take this. They're right behind me.
I'm going to call a doctor.
No, listen. Listen. Key or west. Get envelope to the... Oh.
Hey, you. Oh, no. The man, whoever he was, had toppled over on his face and was very dead. He handed me a plain white envelope, sealed with no address on it. I went over to my desk to put in a call to homicide when I heard someone moving around in the hall. I turned and saw the shadow of a man silhouetted against the glass section of my office door. I grabbed a pen and hurriedly scribbled the address of Lieutenant Walter Levinson, 5th Precinct Homicide, on the envelope, stuck a stamp on it, then headed for the hallway. I was about to open the door when the shadow was joined by another one. They opened it for me. Excuse me, gentlemen.
Wait a minute, we want to ask you...
Later. I got to mail a letter.
Hey, stop him! Don't let him mail that thing!
They were both big men and could run. I beat them to the mail chute by a split second and dropped the envelope. They made a dive for it, and when they missed, they forgot it and started concentrating on me.
Mr. Diamond. Mr. Diamond, please try and sit up. What in the world happened to you?
Oh, where are your wings, honey?
You look as though someone had beaten you up.
No, don't be silly. It's the latest thing. Hey, I'm back in my office.
I found you lying here. You want me to call a doctor?
No, call homicide.
Is someone dead?
Certainly. That guy right over the...
What guy?
Oh, dandy. Well, honey, there was a guy. In fact, he was lying just about where I'm lying, and he was dead. Look, you can see the blood.
I thought that was your blood.
Now, rather than try and convince you, maybe you'd like to tell me why you came up to see me.
Well, my name's Nancy Lang. I want to hire you.
To do what?
I'm giving a big party tonight, some very wealthy guests. I just want someone around to keep an eye on things.
Well, I'd like to help you, but I've got a bit of a problem with a missing body.
Oh, well, that's too bad. I was prepared to pay you $500 for the evening.
$500? Oh, well, so a body gets lost. Who wants to hunt a corpse when he can attend a perfectly good party? Well, good afternoon, Sergeant Otis.
Oh, how are you, Diamond?
Still breathing. Why don't you try it sometime?
Oh, go jump in the lake.
Only if you'll lend me one of your shoes to paddle around in.
No.
Hello, Walt.
Hi, Rick. Oh, no. What happened to you?
Well, two charming gorillas used me for a fast game of squash.
Who were they?
Never saw them before. But I got a hunch they killed the guy. Let's have a look at your mug file. I gave Walt the story and told him about the mysterious envelope he would be getting in the mail. But after 2 hours of checking the rogues gallery, we came up with nothing. So I went home, shaved and changed, and went out to my client's house, where she met me in a well-appointed library. Her appointments were,
Mr. Diamond, right on time. You look much better.
Well, I tried to wear something that wouldn't clash with my bruises.
I'd like you to meet Senor Gallardo.
Gallardo?
An old friend, a very wealthy politician from South America. This is Mr. Diamond, Mr. Gallardo.
How do you do, sir?
How are you, Mr. Gallardo?
Mr. Diamond is a private detective. He's here to guard the wealth.
How very interesting.
Kind of an official watchdog, Mr. Gallardo.
Well, there will certainly be enough to guard. Miss Lang's guest list is made up of some very wealthy and prominent personalities. In fact, I am very flattered to be among them.
I've seen you before.
Very possibly. Have you ever been to South America?
A couple of times, but that's not it.
My home is in Bogota.
No. Well, it doesn't matter. I'll think of it.
If you'll excuse us, Mr. Gallardo, I want to show Mr. Diamond around the house and grounds.
Certainly. A pleasure meeting you, Mr. Diamond.
The house was my father's. He died several years ago. He used to love this garden.
It's beautiful.
Smell the jasmine?
Yes.
What made you become a private detective?
Oh, I don't know. I make a pretty good living. My own boss. I was a cop for a long time. I like to work. That's quite a fountain. Trying to give Rockefeller Center competition?
It looks beautiful with the lights on. There.
Yes, it certainly does.
You're not the type to be a private detective.
Oh, I'm definitely the type. Sure, like everything else, it gets dull sometimes, but when things start popping, it can get pretty interesting.
Like this afternoon? Getting beaten up? The man you said was killed in your office?
Well, he wasn't killed there. He just died there. Besides, how many guys can wake up lying on their office floor and have a beautiful girl offer them $500 to come to a party?
I see what you mean.
Don't you think you'd better get back? Your guests are probably arriving.
Yes, I'll switch off the fountain lights.
Why don't you leave them on? Your guests would love it.
My father used to sit and watch it for hours. I don't like to show it to everyone.
Kind of like a part of the garden died.
You certainly are a strange man.
Never noticed myself.
Well, I have. I like you.
Where did you meet Mr. Gallardo?
In South America. He was a good friend of my father's.
Wealthy politician, huh?
That's right. Mr. Diamond.
It's Rick.
Rick.
Yeah?
Oh,
I think we'd better go back to the party. I'm a fairly normal guy. Nancy was a very exciting girl, and the kiss in the garden was as nice as anybody could ask for. But there's one thing I do pride myself in, and that's a certain lack of stupidity. There was something wrong, nothing I could put my finger on, but I sensed it. Like being lost in a dark room with a loose high-tension wire. I circulated around, and nothing out of the ordinary happened. By 3 o'clock, the party broke up, and Senor Gallardo and Nancy were the only ones left.
A most enjoyable party, Miss Lang.
Oh, thank you. It was nice of you to come, Senor Gallardo.
Well, I must say good night. Have you remembered where you have seen me before, Mr. Diamond?
Well, not yet, Mr. Gallardo.
Oh, it's too bad. Thank you again for a charming evening, Miss Lang. Good night, Mr. Diamond.
Good night.
Good night. Oh, I'm exhausted.
A little beat myself.
You want some coffee?
Love it. We had some coffee, and Nancy drove me home. I kissed her goodnight and left with a promise to call. As I reached my floor, I could hear my phone ringing. I opened the door and stumbled into the biggest mess I'd seen in a long time. My room was a wreck. Someone had torn it to pieces. Yeah?
Diamond?
It's 3:45 in the morning. What do you want, Fatty?
We fished a body out of the river about an hour ago. Died from a knife wound in the back.
Did he fit the description of the guy who died in my office?
This one didn't fit any description. Someone was very careful to fix his face so we couldn't identify him.
Check his fingerprints.
You're playing around with some pretty gory individuals. They amputated his fingers.
Oh. Somebody's given my room a good going over. Really took it apart. It's an odds-on bet they were after that envelope. Now, when you get it tomorrow morning, give me a call. It might tell us everything we want to know.
Okay.
Walt, you ever heard of a man named Gallardo? South American, supposed to be mixed up in politics?
No, why?
Nothing. I met him at the party tonight, and
Hey, what's the racket? You met this guy at a party, and what? Rick, what's the matter? Rick!
Who is this?
This is Lieutenant Levinson. Who is this?
Mr. Diamond is unconscious.
What?
And if you ever want to see him alive again, listen carefully.
Okay, go ahead.
From Mr. Diamond's conversation, I understand you are to receive the envelope. When you do, go directly to the Staten Island ferry. Ride on it, all day if necessary. A man will meet you and pick up the envelope. Be alone. Do not notify the police, or Mr. Diamond will surely die.
someone had sapped me and sapped me good. I had a dull, throbbing headache, and when I began to find my way back to consciousness, I felt my coat pulled off and my right shirt sleeve rolled up. There was a sharp pain in my upper arm, and several seconds later, my headache disappeared in a surge of heat that spread out over my back and shoulders. I tried to fight it, but it was like being on a sinking ship, trying to crawl back up the slanting deck. The ship dragged me down, and I swallowed up in the black water. The next thing I remembered was a blinding circle of light overhead, like the sun if you were looking at it through a sheet of wrinkled cellophane. I shut my eyes and I could hear voices, far off, hollow, not making much sense. The light hurt my eyes, but I couldn't seem to shut it out. So I tried to relax and wait, give the drug time to wear off. After what seemed like hours, the voices began to make sense. The light was easier to look at. It was just a plain ceiling lamp. As the feeling in my fingers began to return, I realized I was lying on a bed.
There's a restaurant on the corner. I won't be more than 10 minutes.
The other man had promised to be back in 10 minutes, so I had to do something in a hurry. I kept tightening my muscles, trying to get the circulation back. I had to make a try. I wasn't sure of my strength, but I had to try. I rolled off the bed.
Hey, coming out of it, huh? Trying to break your neck?
He leaned down to pick me up, and I hit him just below the Adam's apple with the side of my open hand. The man choked and turned blue. He grabbed for his shoulder holster, and I kicked out with both feet. He doubled over and fell on his face. The effort had put him out of commission, but I was exhausted. I grabbed his gun, staggered for the door. But getting out of that room was like wading through an acre of glue. I made the hall somehow and started down the steps. I met the other man coming up. His arms were filled with beer and sandwiches. I shot him right through his dinner.
Feel better?
Yeah, Walt. A little more coffee, huh?
You really had a rough time. They pumped you full of this stuff.
Yeah, I'm amazed. I was out nearly 14 hours, huh?
Yeah, you lost a whole day. How you managed to get down here, I don't know.
I guess I'll never know.
Drink your coffee.
Yeah. And, you gave them the envelope, huh?
Yeah, about an hour before you staggered into the station. I rode that ferry all day. 5 o'clock, a man came up to me, and I gave him the envelope. Oh, I was smart. I had 3 men on the ferry and 3 men at each landing to tail him. He was a little smarter. He took the envelope, stuck it in a waterproof case, and jumped overboard. Fast speedboat picked him up.
No identification on the guy I shot?
No record, nothing on him by the time we got there. What did the other guy look like?
I was so punchy I couldn't tell much. He'll have a sore throat for a long time.
But they were the ones who beat you up yesterday at your office.
They were.
When you feel like it, I want you to take a look at that guy we dragged out of the river. See if you recognize his clothes or anything. He just might be the one who died in your office.
All right. Now, what was in that envelope?
Well, I had a photostat made before I took it to the ferry. Looks like part of a map. Here.
So this is what's caused all the trouble. Boy, it must be worth a lot.
Can you make anything out of it?
Water, section of land, and here's a longitude reading, but no latitude reading.
Probably on the other half.
I wouldn't doubt it. Well, I've got a hunch about this. I want you to send Otis over to pick up Nancy Lang, then take me over to the newspaper office and help me look at the files for something on a man named Gallardo.
You know what you're looking for?
Yeah, this guy Gallardo, Senor Gallardo. I know I've read about him or seen his picture. Hey, Walt.
You find something?
Yeah, here he is. But his real name isn't Gallardo, it's Ortiz. Yeah, look at those headlines.
Julio Ortiz assassinated. Rebel leader killed after plot to take over government fails.
Yeah, listen to this. Ortiz was expecting a large amount of American dollars to finance his army. Although the rumor is not confirmed, it was reported that Ortiz shipped $1 million in gold bullion to someone in the United States. The plane was supposed to have crashed, and it is interesting to note that the recent plane crash in which 2 American pilots escaped, John Bishop and Bernard Combs, were found floating off Key West. Key West? Holy smoke, that's what the guy in my office tried to tell me. He said Key West before he died. Hey, Walt, don't you see? Ortiz is still alive. Maybe those 2 pilots double-crossed him. He hid the gold. That's what that map is all about. I'll lay 8 to 5 that man you've got down in the morgue is one of those pilots. John Bishop or Bernard Combs.
I'll have the FBI send us the files on both those guys. If one of them is John Bishop or Bernard Combs, we won't need fingerprints nor a face. We'll check their dental records, birthmarks.
Let's get back and see if Otis has got the lovely Nancy Lang.
That's right, Lieutenant. She ain't in town. She's gone on a vacation, her butler said.
Did he say where?
No, he said he didn't know. He said this Miss Lang left town about 4 o'clock this afternoon.
And I'll bet she's with Ortiz. Walt, when you talk to the FBI about those 2 pilots, have them check Nancy Lang, too. I'm going to Key West. Send any information to the chief of police there.
Glad to know you, Diamond. We just got a teletype from the lieutenant identifying the body. It was Bernard Combs, one of the pilots.
Well, here's the half of the map. Tell me, does that look like any section of coastline around here?
Well, now, that's hard to say. I'll have it checked.
You ever heard of a man named John Bishop? He's the other pilot.
Oh, sure. When them two boys was found floating around, they brought them into Key West.
Mm-hmm.
They was in the hospital here a couple of days. Bishop still lives in Key West.
Well, I hope so. He may have died here very recently.
And you think this here Ortiz is in Key West, too?
I'll bet on it. He wants the other half of that map and may have it by now. He's got to go after that gold. You'll need a boat and some diving equipment.
Well, what makes you think the gold's in the water? This map's got a shoreline, too.
Well, those two pilots couldn't carry $1 million in gold bullion. It either went down with the plane or they dumped it and then bailed out and let the plane crash.
Well, I'll get Bishop's address. We'll go over there and have a talk with him. He's on the next floor.
Oh, I hope you're right.
Well, that's where he's been living. Right down here. Bishop? Hey, Bishop. Door's locked.
You got a pass key?
Yeah. Bishop, you... Lord of mercy.
Yeah. Is that Bishop?
Yeah, that's him. Boy, he sure is dead.
Well, that accounted for the two pilots. So now all we had to do was find Julio Ortiz. It figured he now had both sections of the map, and his next move would be to hire a boat and diving equipment. There weren't many places in Key West where a man could rent a boat and diving equipment. So the chief rounded up his men, and we all started checking. It didn't take long.
No, Captain. Party hired my ship ain't come back yet. We ain't due to sail for now. Huh?
What did the party look like?
Pretty girl. Can't figure what she wants to go diving for, but I just ran him to keep my mouth shut.
Probably Nancy Lang. Ortiz is staying undercover until the last minute.
Well, I'll spread my boys around. We'll keep out of sight. And when they show up, Skipper, you don't say nothing about us.
Sure. I just ran him and keep my mouth shut.
About ready for that boat to sail.
Well, they'll wait till the last minute.
Just imagine $1 million in gold, just like a pirate story.
Not enough killings mixed up with it to be one. Hey, hold it.
That them?
That's Nancy Lang. But Ortiz isn't with her.
Who are them two fellas?
I've never seen them before. Some of Ortiz's men. They're probably checking to see if everything's clear before Ortiz comes aboard. We got as close to the schooner as we could and waited. The two men walked over and checked the diving equipment while Nancy Lang went below. We kept waiting, and still Julio Ortiz didn't show.
Hey, they started the engine.
I don't see Ortiz anywhere.
They're casting off.
We better take him.
Yep. We're gonna have to jump.
Look out for that one. He's got a gun.
I got him jumped.
The other guy's running forward.
Stop, you!
He's going over.
Well, my men will pick him, huh?
Yeah, well, I'm going below.
What in the world?
Hello, Nancy.
How did you find me?
Where's Ortiz?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Is this the girl?
Nancy Lang, meet Key West Chief of Police.
How do you do?
Where's Ortiz?
She says she doesn't know who he is.
Okay, young lady, I'm gonna hold you for the New York authorities.
Hold me for what?
Murder. John Bishop and Bernard Combs, and we can make it stick.
It might go easier on you if you tell us where Ortiz is at.
I still don't know any Ortiz.
Gallardo, the man I met at your party.
That's ridiculous.
Now, look, we know all about the gold. You don't have a chance of raising it, and eventually we'll get Ortiz.
Yeah, we're back at the dock.
If you don't help us, Nancy, it's pretty sure you'll get life for complicity.
And if I do help?
I can't promise a thing, but it will make a difference with the court.
Julio's waiting 10 miles down the coast. We were to pick him up, then go out and raise the gold.
He has the map?
Yes.
I'll tell the skipper to shove off again. We'll sail that 10 miles and grab Ortiz.
What's your connection with Ortiz, Nancy?
He's my husband.
A dozen police officers came aboard and hid below decks. The skipper put out to sea and sailed parallel to the coast. Nancy told me all about her husband and his history as a rebel leader in South America.
I was stranded in South America with a show that folded. I married Ortiz. After the gold was lost, he faked assassination and came to the United States. We located the two pilots. My husband was suspicious, so I played up to the one who came to your office. I got him drunk one night, and he told me about the gold and his half of the map.
We've gone to 10 miles.
I'm glad it's over with.
I see a man standing on the beach.
Mr. Diamond,
Yes?
I was supposed to lure you into that garden.
Figured.
What I said at the fountain. I really... Oh, forget it.
Yeah. No sense making it any tougher. We pulled into a cove and got as close to shore as possible. Then we swung a dinghy over the side. The chief and I climbed in behind Nancy. We kept our hats down over our faces and hoped Ortiz wouldn't notice until it was too late. We both rowed and kept our backs to him. Nancy sat in the stern facing us.
Rick,
Yeah? We headed right. I don't want to turn around.
you're headed all right. Rick, my husband has always been good to me.
Well, I'm glad he was good to somebody. He sure made a mess out of a couple of guys I can think of.
But he was good to me.
Hey, we're nearly there.
Hello, darling.
Hello. Julio,
Yes?
the police are with me.
Why, you stupid little...
He's running for it. Stay with the girl.
Let him go. My men will pick him up.
I got a score to settle. Ortiz, stop. Okay. Well, that makes the assassination permanent.
Richard Diamond, Private Detective, stars Dick Powell in the title role and was written by Blake Edwards with music by Frank Worth. Dick Powell may currently be seen in the Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer production Right Cross, in which he co-stars with June Allison and Ricardo Montalban. Featured in tonight's cast were Barton Yarborough, Barney Phillips, Virginia Gregg, Wilms Herbert, Arthur Q. Bryan, and Lou Krugman. Richard Diamond, Private Detective, is transcribed in Hollywood by Jaime Del Valle.
Okay, the only thing missing in that one was that in most of the Richard Diamond episodes, he sang a bit. They stopped doing that in the later episodes, and I could never find out why. It made the show a lot better. Powell's performance brought a cinematic quality to radio dramas. His ability to convey complex emotions through voice alone captivated audiences and helped elevate the genre. His smooth transition between singing and serious acting roles added a dynamic flair, appealing to a broad spectrum of listeners. Now, speaking of his film career, it was in April of 1930 that Warner Brothers bought Brunswick Records, which at the time owned Powell's contract. They were so impressed by Powell's singing and stage presence, they offered him a film contract. He made his film debut in 1932 as a singing band leader in the film Blessed Event. Powell had a lot of personal success, everything from hit songs on the jukebox to appearing in the very best that radio had to offer. He starred in several notable programs including Lux Radio Theater, Command Performance, Cavalcade of America, UN Radio, Screen Guild Theater, Suspense, and another detective series called Rogues Gallery. Rogues Gallery got its title from the main character, Richard Rogue, and a collection of photographs of criminals commonly known as a Rogues Gallery. It aired on Mutual Network in 1945 with Dick Powell as the lead. In each episode of Rogue, inevitably, he ends up getting knocked out and spending his dream time in a sarcastic conversation with his subconscious self. It's actually quite entertaining. So, let's play an episode from that show. In this one, we don't talk much about the gallery, but he does get knocked out. It is titled The House of Fear, and this one first aired on November 15th, 1945.
The F.W. Fitch Company presents Dick Powell as Private Detective Richard Rogue in Rogue's Gallery.
Oh, I'd like to get my hands on that cup that got me through the shoulder last night.
Too bad it was through the shoulder, Mr. Crane. It should have been through your heart.
You know, I like you. I like my women with a lot of spirit. I may just take you with me when I make my break from here.
You'll have to kill me first.
Oh, company. Come in and keep your hands right on that tray. I'd hate to have to shoot a beautiful girl like you.
I brought up some coffee.
That's thoughtful of you. Keep your hands in the air and stay away from me.
Don't take any chances, Sandra. This fiend would rather shoot you than not.
Rogue speaking. That little scene takes me back to a night a couple of months ago. The night I met some scared people in a seaside mansion. In just a minute, I'm going to tell you the story of the House of Fear.
Rogue's Gallery.
Remember that scene you just heard? Well, one day a couple of months ago, I was in my office playing a bit of gin rummy with Herb Heide, the bookie from the cigar store in the lobby, when Mr. J. McDonald called from the Great Western Insurance Company. I knew what he wanted. I'd read the morning papers. I hated to leave the game because I was winning for some reason known only to Herb Heide, who plays cards with all the warm human abandon of an adding machine. But I have learned to love a cash case like a bookie loves a losing horse, and Great Western Insurance is a good client. So I picked up my $2.35 winnings and made tracks for the plush offices of Mr. J. McDonald.
Sit down, Mr. Rogue. I have a case I want to discuss with you.
Well, thank you. What's on the fire, Mr. McDonald?
I suppose you read of the theft of the Somaliland diamond from the home of James E. Lee?
Oh, sure. Last night during a party given by his granddaughter, Sandra Lee. That much I know.
The Great Western had that diamond covered, Mr. Rogue. It was insured for $50,000. $50,000.
No kidding. Well, that's a lot of money. Must have been some diamond.
We're offering $5,000 reward for the recovery of the stone. It's one of the largest in existence.
Well, bring me up to date a little, will you? It was a Slip Crane job, wasn't it? The papers used his name.
That's right. 3 members of the family identified him from Rogue's Gallery pictures. There's no doubt that he was the man. He had an accomplice, but we have no line on him at all.
And all you want me to do is pinch Crane and get the Somaliland diamond back, right?
Yes. Crane left the Lee mansion in a yellow convertible sedan, which the police found wrecked between the Lee estate and Los Angeles. There was blood on the seat, and it's thought that either Crane or his accomplice was wounded. They're believed to be here in the Los Angeles area.
Huh?
They haven't made any attempt to run the police blockade.
Okay, Mr. McDonald, if he's here in this town, I'll have him.
And that's all the information I have for you, Rogue. I've had our auditor make you out a check for $1,000.
Oh?
That's your retainer. And, of course, if you do manage to recover the diamond, there will be another $4,000 due you.
Thanks.
And here are your credentials, identifying you as our investigator. And now, Mr. Rogue...
Remember, I'm not promising anything.
Oh, yes, there is one more thing. The Lee family has been extremely uncooperative today. Extremely so. They practically refuse to talk with either the newspapers or the police.
Well, how do you figure that? I mean, what do you suppose is their angle?
That is what we are paying you to discover, Mr. Rogue.
It was about 5 in the afternoon when I took off for the Lee Mansion, which was a show place up the coast about 20 miles. Old man Lee is an eccentric millionaire. His picture is always in the rotogravure section with his two granddaughters, Sandra and Virginia, who live with him. A heavy fog billowed in about 10 minutes before I reached the Lee house, and I drove the rest of the way by ear. By the time I pulled up at the house, my windshield was colored like the side of a battleship and was just about as easy to see through. So I parked in the circular driveway and ran up on the huge front porch.
Yes?
Richard Rogue, I want to see Mr. Lee, please.
I'm sorry. Monsieur Lee is not in.
Well, then I'd like to see Miss Sandra Lee, then.
I'm sorry. Miss Sandra is not in.
Oh? Well, I'll just take a look.
Oh, no, you cannot come in.
Oh, you could be wrong, dear. There. I'm in.
Who is it, Marie?
This man is trying to force his way in, Monsieur Lee.
Oh, good evening, Mr. Lee. I hope you remember me. Richard Rogue?
Oh, the detective. Of course. Thank you very much, Marie. Come into the study, Mr. Rogue.
I hope you don't think I'm a heathen walking in here like this, Mr. Lee. It's my business, you know. I had to see you.
Oh, I suppose so. It's about that darn Somaliland diamond. I tell you, Mr. Rogue, we've just been pestered to death all day long about that robbery. I finally had to tell the police and the newspaper people to go away and let me alone.
Well, I don't like to be a pest, but...
Oh, we have another guest, Sandra, my dear. The detective, Richard Rogue. Mr. Rogue, I'd like you to meet my granddaughter, Sandra Lee.
We've met, Gramps.
And, Mr. Rogue, I'd like to introduce you to John Wood. He's a house guest.
I'm very happy to know you, Mr. Wood.
Thank you.
I suppose you're here to question us about the Somaliland diamond.
Well, that's it's my job, Miss Lee.
I suppose it is.
Now, Sandra, please. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, Gramps, stop fidgeting. We're terribly tired of talking about the robbery, Mr. Rogue. We've talked with the police and reporters by the dozens, and... well, there's just not anything left to say.
You must understand, Rogue, that Mr. Lee has been driven to the verge of a breakdown by this affair. Can't you give your information from the police?
No, I can't. You know, I can see why you're tired of explaining what happened, but I'm in a little different position than the newspaper boys. I represent the insurance company, and they had that diamond covered for $50,000, and naturally they're quite interested in knowing the facts of the case.
I assure you, Mr. Rogue, that I have no intention of filing a claim against the insurance company.
Oh?
No intention at all. I just don't want to hear any more about the diamond or the robbery.
But Mr. Lee
Oh,
isn't...
please, Mr. Rogue. It's Gramps' own business if he wants to take the loss, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I suppose it is, but it's a little unusual. And I don't think he should make any such decision under the present circumstances. It's easy to see that you're all upset and jittery, but...
and with good reason, really, Mr. Rogue. Mr. Lee has not been well. Couldn't you talk with him tomorrow?
No. I'm sure you won't mind, Mr. Lee, if I have a chair here in front of the fireplace.
No.
It's a terrible night out. Had a tough drive the last few miles. Fog is awful.
Yes, I have noticed that the fog is in a little heavier than usual tonight. It's depressing, isn't it? Fog on top of everything else. Oh, Mr. Rogue, I'm so upset.
Maybe you better start back to town, Mr. Rogue. It'll be slow going in this fog.
What's the matter with you, Miss Lee? You're not the hysterical type.
Will you please leave, Mr. Rogue?
No. I'm an investigator, and I've got a job to do. I'd be a lousy investigator if I didn't try to get to the bottom of this situation. Who are you protecting? What are you afraid of?
Are you accusing us of complicity in the disappearance of that diamond?
I don't even know you, Mr. Wood. I'm talking to the Lees. I'm not accusing them of anything. Look, Mr. Lee, crime is my business. I know how to deal with crime and criminals. Why don't you tell me what's on your mind, Mr. Lee?
I'm sorry, Mr. Rogue, but as far as I and my family are concerned, the theft of the Somaliland diamond is a closed matter. I have my reasons now. Please go.
Yes, you can't do any good staying here.
Where's your other granddaughter, Mr. Lee? Where's Virginia?
She's returned to her school in the city.
Oh, I see.
Oh, Grant, please, make him leave.
Now, dear. I'm sure Mr. Rogue will be going.
Did you ring, monsieur?
Yes, Marie. Will you please show Mr. Rogue to the door?
Okay. But if you ever feel like you need any help in whatever it is that's forcing you to act like this, Mr. Lee, call me, will you? I'll be waiting for your call.
Yes. Yes, I will. I'm sorry, Mr. Rogue. Good night.
Good night. Good night, Miss Lee and Mr. Wood.
Night.
Good night.
This way, monsieur. Monsieur Rogue, you are the detective?
Yes, that's right.
There are strange things going on in this house, Monsieur Rogue. There is much trouble.
Yeah? Can you tell me about it, Marie?
Well, I...
Marie?
Yes, Monsieur Wood?
Mr. Lee wants to see you in the library. Good night, Mr. Rogue.
As I got in my car and sneaked down the hill through the fog, I told myself I was wasting my time. That I was looking for a man named Slip Crane, the jewel thief, and that I had no business getting mixed up in the family affairs of the Lees. There was a filling station and general store at the spot where the highway joined the private road that led up to the Lee estate. Sam's filling station for you and your car. I stopped in there for a sandwich and a cup of coffee.
Great night to be driving around, mister.
Yeah, it is. Hey, give me a slice of that pumpkin pie, will you?
Why, sure. Here you are. Just came down the hill from the Lee house, didn't you?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, sir, there was plenty of excitement around here last night. Yep, cops all over the place. Newspaper men. Best business I've done in years. The whole district is still full of cops. They've thrown up a roadblock in every direction. Hey, you a policeman?
After fashion.
You working on the case?
Yeah.
That must have been some diamond. You know, those Lees are nice people. The old man's a little fidgety, but the rest of them are swell people. Well, he's all right, too. Yes, sir, nice guy.
You know them?
Know him? Why, sure know him. Known them all for years. The kids, Sandra, Virginia, been eating my hamburgers ever since they was old enough to toddle down here.
Yeah? You know what school Virginia goes to up in the city?
Why, sure. Same one Sandra used to go to. Let me see, Mrs. Whipple's school.
Oh, well, thanks. Hey, what's the toll charge to call the city?
2 bits for the first 3 minutes. There's a phone booth right over there.
Thank you.
Yes, sir, those little Lee girls are the salt of the earth. I've known them for 10 years, I guess. Knew their daddy well, too. Went to school with him. He's a colonel now, an Eagle colonel in Washington. A big shot.
Hello, operator. Please get me Briargate, 63645 in the city.
Mrs. Whipple's School for Girls. Hattie Smith on duty.
Oh, hello. I would like to speak with Virginia Lee, please.
Miss Lee? Why, I'm sure she isn't here. She's at her grandfather's home up the coast.
She is? Are you sure?
Oh, yes. Just a minute. Miss Lee is home, isn't she? Yes, Miss Lee is not expected back until Monday morning.
Thank you.
Get your party?
Yeah. Hey, give me another cup of coffee, will you, Sam?
Why, sure.
Oh, tell me, Sam, I know the whole Lee family except Virginia. She's only about 14, isn't she?
Jenny? Oh, no. No, she's 19 or 20. 20, I think. She's a wild one, that youngster. She's all for having fun. Nothing at all like her sister, Sandra.
Oh. Well, I guess I'll be on my way. Can't sit here all night.
I don't envy your drive none. Better take it easy in that fog.
It was all as plain as the nose on an anteater's face now. They told me Virginia was back at her school. She wasn't. Sam told me Virginia was a wild one. I knew Slip Crane. He was a smoothie. So 1 and 1 makes 2, and these two were Virginia Lee and Slip Crane. She'd run away with him. That's why the old man didn't want the case followed any further. That's why he was willing to take the loss rather than have the police arrest his daughter with Slip Crane when they caught him for the theft of the Somaliland diamond. I got in my jalopy and drove back to the Lee estate. I wanted to have a talk with that maid, Marie. I parked at the turn in the driveway and walked through the fog toward the servant's cottage at the rear of the main house. I could see a halo of light back there pointing its fingers through the haze. I headed for it across the lawn. I heard a movement behind me and then... Oh, I caught my dream train for Cloud 8. And who was waiting for me there? Was my alter enemy, Ugor.
In trouble again, eh, Rogie?
What happened, midget?
You got hit on the head. As usual.
Who hit me? I didn't see them.
It's a wonder you've lived so long, Rogie. Dumb as you are.
Wait a minute. It was a dame that hit me, wasn't it?
Was it?
I remember the perfume. I remember getting a sniff of it just as she let me have it.
That's you, Chief. Sniffing when you should have been ducking.
Oh, my head. Oh, you'd think I'd get used to this, but I don't, do I?
You know, Rogie, you haven't time to talk with me tonight. Get back downstairs.
Oh, just let me rest a while, will you?
Oh, can't. Over the side with you.
Please, don't push me, please. I'm tired.
Over you go. Come on. You got some trouble to straighten up down there. Over you go. Over the side.
Look out. Look out. Oh, here I go again. I began to come to. I could hear voices fading in and out. I couldn't focus my mind's eye on them, but I listened without quite knowing what it was all about.
Oh, Mr. Rogue. Please, wake her.
Sandra, don't move. I see you and I have you covered.
All right. I'm not moving, Mr. Wood.
What are you doing? Who's that lying there?
It's Richard Rogue, the detective.
Oh? Rogue, huh? What happened to him?
I knocked him out with this poker. I thought it was you.
You followed me when I left the house, huh?
Yes. I was going to try to kill you.
Really? How interesting. Instead of that, you fixed it, so I'll have to kill Richard Rogue.
I was telling you about the time the Somaliland diamond was stolen from the home of wealthy old gem collector James E. Lee. The insurance company put me on the case, and I went out to Lee's secluded country mansion, but got no place. He wouldn't even talk to me about the robbery. I left, picked up a few more clues, and returned. I was walking across the lawn in a pea-soup fog when I was knocked unconscious by Sandra Lee, the old man's granddaughter. And when I returned to consciousness, I played possum and listened to the conversation between Sandra and John Wood, a mysterious house guest of the Lees.
So you followed me when I left the house, huh?
Yes. I was going to try to kill you.
Instead of that, you fixed it, so I have to kill Rogue.
Do you think that would be smart? He doesn't know anything.
No? Come on, help me carry him into the house.
There's a certain permanence about being killed that made me act deader than a ghost town on Monday night. I was as limp as a wet sock when they picked me up and carried me into the house. Wood, who was a very strange house guest, lifted the rod out of my shoulder holster before they laid me out on a divan in the study. Old Mr. Lee was very upset when he saw me. He immediately started patting my hands while Wood poured some very good brandy down my throat. I was in no hurry to face facts, but eventually I figured that one more sip of brandy would be overdoing it, so I snapped out of it.
He's coming out of it.
Oh, what happened to me? Oh, my head.
Oh, dear, I knew something like this would happen.
I hit you. I didn't know who you were.
Should know better than to be caught prowling around the lawn up here after what happened last night.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. What did you hit me with?
A poker.
Oh.
Sandra, I don't know what your father would say.
What were you doing on the lawn at this time of night, Rogue? You're lucky you didn't get shot, you know that?
Yeah, I suppose I am. Oh, well, I didn't think of that. Could I have another drink of that brandy? It makes me forget my headache.
Of course, Mr. Rogue. Here you are.
Thanks, yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's strong. And you know, Mr. Lee, I came back to tell you I've got the deal figured.
What do you mean?
I mean, Mr. Lee, you told me that your other granddaughter, Virginia, had gone back to her school.
Yes.
I called Mrs. Whipple's school and found out she wasn't due back until Monday.
Yes?
Oh, you called the school? She wasn't there?
That's right. So right away, I knew why you were so anxious to get me to drop the case today.
You've got it all figured out, haven't you, Rogue?
Sure. I'm right, aren't I? Virginia, your granddaughter, eloped with the thief. That's right, isn't it, Mr. Lee?
I guess we might as well admit it to you, Rogue. Nothing else we can do. Is there, Mr. Lee?
No, I guess not.
Now, that's not for publication, you know, Rogue. We'll make it worth your while to forget it. Won't we, Mr. Lee?
Why, of course. If you say so, Mr. Wood,
It'll cost you. I'm not in business for my health. For $1,000, I forget what I know.
That will be satisfactory.
You're something of a louse, aren't you, Rogue?
Something. You can call me a louse if you'll give me that grand.
You got that much in the house, Mr. Lee?
I believe I have, in the safe.
You want me to get it for you, Gramps? We might as well get Mr. Rogue paid off and out of here.
No, that's the kind of talk I like to hear.
Yes, Sandra. Will you get it for me, dear?
So that's what you came back for. The shakedown. You private dicks are all alike.
For the first time since I'd been carried into the house, Wood was loosening up. My attempt at a shakedown had sold him on the fact that I was just a chiseler, and I could see the hand he had on that gun in his coat pocket relax a little. That brandy had given me a transfusion, and I was feeling all of my faculties falling back into place. I was tense as the E string on a Heifetz fiddle, and just as ready to play when I saw Sandra sneak in the door and grab up that poker she'd used so effectively on me. I figured it was my move. So I started to get up. I wanted to get Wood concentrating on me. I think I've got a concussion. My head is spinning like a top. Look, is the skin broken, Wood?
I don't know, and I don't care.
Well, you can look, can't you? Come here.
Better take it easy, Rogue. You're in no shape to make any sudden moves.
No, I just want to see if I can sit up. That's all. Now, look out! Take it, Sandra. I've got his gun arm.
Let go of that. Ooh.
Oh, nice work, Sandra.
Get his gun?
Sure. He's got one of mine, too, that I want back.
Sandra, how could you dare with Virginia?
I had to do it, Graham.
Give me your belt, will you, Mr. Lee? I want to use it to tie up this character's legs.
He's one of the men who stole my diamond. He was with that Crane man. They worked together.
Yeah, I'm still a little confused. Sandra.
Yes?
Give me your handkerchief, will you? I want to gag our friend. Incidentally, I was conscious when you explained to him that you knocked me silly by mistake.
Please, we must get to Virginia. Poor Virginia.
We will, Gramps, we will. Just leave it to us.
Where is Virginia?
She's upstairs, with Crane holding a gun on her.
Hmm?
She's been up there ever since 5 this morning.
What? Well, here. Fill it in a little. What happened?
These men came back here last
I'll
night,
tell
Miss...
him, Gramps.
You mean Crane and Wood robbed you and then came back here and hid out after they wrecked their car and couldn't get through the police blockade?
Yes. Crane was wounded. They waited until the police were gone about 5 this morning, then they came in. They kidnapped Virginia and held her in a room. Crane stayed with her, and Wood made us introduce him to the police and newspaper men all morning.
Okay.
A house guest.
Okay. Now, this guy's all taken care of. Let's go get Crane. Where is he?
He's in one of the front suites, upstairs.
In a room that has windows out onto the porch?
Yes, the first window at this end of the porch.
All right, now listen. In exactly 5 minutes, you knock on the door to that room. Right?
This sounds dangerous.
I shinnied up the pillar at the far end of the porch, looked my rod over to see that it was in good working order, and then I inched over to the window of the room where Crane was holding Virginia. Virginia was tied in a chair. Crane was babying a bloody shoulder. I could hear them talking.
Oh, I'd like to get my hands on that cop that got me in the shoulder last night.
Too bad it was through the shoulder, Mr. Crane. It should have been through your heart.
You know, I like you. I like my women with a lot of spirit. I may just take you with me when I make my break from here.
You'll have to kill me first.
Oh, company. Come in and keep your hands right on that tray. I'd hate to have to shoot a beautiful girl like you.
I brought up some coffee.
That's thoughtful of you. Keep your hands in the air and stay away from me.
Don't take any chances, Sandra. This fiend would rather shoot you than not.
Drop that gun, Crane. My next shot goes right through your back collar button. Well, he dropped it. And that's about the end of the story, except that I took the Somaliland diamond from him and won the $5,000 reward, which I spent on Sandra Lee during the next few months. I thought some of asking her to marry me. And believe me, I think she was all in the mood to give me the nod. No, really. But I thought better of it and stayed single, making me one of those select eligible young men who has never made the same mistake once. You know what I mean?
I picked that one because I thought it was a pretty original story. That's rare for our time, but not so much in the 1940s. Dick Powell's impact extended beyond his performances. As a producer and director later in his career, he influenced radio programming and storytelling techniques, paving the way for future multimedia crossovers. His contribution during the golden age of radio remains a testament to his talent and innovative spirit, leaving a lasting legacy in both radio and entertainment history. He died far too young at the age of 58 from cancer. No telling how much more he could have done if he had stuck around. Ron's Amazing Stories is brought to you by Audible. Discover endless adventures and a 30-day free trial today. You can stream or download thousands of included audiobooks, podcasts, and Audible originals in the Plus catalog. It gives you the power of storytelling anytime, anywhere. Visit audibletrial.com/Ron's Amazing Stories to start your journey today. Thank you, Audible.
You worked too hard, you ate too much, the cheesecake made you greedy. Let your aching head and stomach hear this message from old Speedy. Alka-Seltzer, plop, plop, fizz, fizz, oh, what a relief it is. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz, oh, what a relief it is. Ah, those speedy Alka-Seltzer bubbles burst into action to relieve your upset stomach and aching head fast. Use only as directed. Oh, what a relief it is. What a relief.
That was episode number 686 and was The Life and Times of Dick Powell. Next week, we'll be back with more from the golden age of radio, so join us, won't you? If you want to follow the podcast or the blog, head to ronsamazingstories.com. There you will find any of the links I mentioned and how to contact us. Do you want to help the show? The best thing you can do is to tell your friends all about it, and please leave reviews or feedback wherever you listen. Clicking that follow or like button helps us grow. Thank you for listening, and I hope you come again to find out what are Ron's Amazing Stories.
All of the vintage audio used in the podcast is believed to be in the public domain. Ron's Amazing Stories does not own the rights to any of the old-time radio used here. If you hold the rights to any of the shows played, please contact us immediately at ronsamazingstories.com.